Thoroughbred Action is presented by Hardacre Farm.
Welcome to the Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm Ron Nicoletti. It is a beautiful Sunday. Let's check out the track and weather conditions with Pete Aiello.
The Sunday card begins with beautiful weather conditions for horse racing. Temperatures in the mid-60s, a sunny sky, fast main track, and a firm turf. First of the day over the main track at 1 mile. Maiden claimers in for a price tag of $12,500. These are 3-year-old fillies. A field of 10 went postward. The off-time favorite was number 5, Doctora Padilla. Racing at Gulfstream. Slammed into and unseating the rider was Chocolate Candy. The 7 is out of the race. Doctora Padilla was away strongly and goes looking for the lead from Zumake, who moves up on the outside. Down toward the inside, Divine Diva is offensive-minded, and Cusiolo comes away racing in 4th. Then it's a gap of 2 lengths back to Tinka's Bird with La Nena de Pepa between horses at the inside and Lil Bay Corvette. It's a gap of another 5 lengths back to the inside and De Vuelta. And just in front of her is Everyday Ice as they go down the backstretch. The opening quarter strong, 23-3. Divine Diva takes it to Doctora Padilla with less than 5 furlongs to go. Cusiolo is racing in 3rd. Zumake is 4th. Inside position and improving is Lil Bay Corvette from 5th. Then La Nina de Pepa, who's racing in 6th. It's a gap of 3. Tinka's Bird is now 7th. Then it's a gap of another 4 lengths back to Everyday Ice in 8th. And De Vuelta is 9th. And again, unseating the rider was Chocolate Candy. Around the far turn they go. Doctora Padilla's put away Divine Diva, but paid a 47-3 half-mile toll to get the lead. Up into second is Lil Bay Corvette, La Nina de Pepa. Now sweeping into contention. She's unleashing a rally, and from far back, here's a run from Everyday Ice. She's in high gear, so is De Vuelta, as the pace starts to melt down here with a 1/4 mile left to go. Doctora Padilla still has the lead. She's still in front. La Nina de Pepa second. On the outside, Everyday Ice. De Vuelta on the stand side. Back at the rail in Lil Bay Corvette. 3/16 to go. Everyday Ice is 50-1, and she's up for the lead now. La Nina de Pepa stays on second. De Vuelta with the late say, and Doctora Padilla coming to the wire. Everyday Ice trying to get home. La Nina de Pepa, then comes Doctora Padilla. De Vuelta too late. Bombs away. Everyday Ice won it. Everyday Ice and Gilbert Chamafe at 50-1 in 141-2. Huge upset to start the afternoon. Number 6, Everyday Ice at 50-1 with a major form reversal. Rallies from well off a quick pace in the opener to get the victory under Gilbert Chamafe for trainer Manny Estevez and owner Ruben Sanchez. Number 8, La Nina de Pepa was second ahead of number 5, Doctora Padilla, who had to settle for 3rd. To the second race now in the start of the yearly pick 4 at 1 mile and 1/16 over the turf. Claimers in for a price tag of $30,000. A field of 7. Favorites were 1, Harlan's Hunch, and 7, Carbon Data. And they're off. Toward the inside, Harlan's Hunch gets the first call. On the far outside, Carbon Data has speed. Coleman Rocky splits horses. He's taken in hand and just clipped heels. He's now racing in 4th as Cosmic Thunder moves up toward the inside. Then back to Royalston alongside Don't Overlook, and 2 to the trailer, Snag. They charge into the first turn with Harlan's Hunch in front by a length and a half. Up into second is Carbon Data. Back to third is Cosmic Thunder. Coleman Rocky situated 4th and about 3.5 lengths off the pace setter. Then Don't Overlook with Royalston parked on his outside. He's 5 lengths behind, and he's 3 clear of Snag, who's last of all as they roll into the backstretch. The opening quarter went in 23-4. That's not flying. It's not crawling either, and he leads by 2, does the leader. Racing in second is Carbon Data. Down at the inside, Cosmic Thunder is 3rd. Still 4th is Coleman Rocky. Don't Overlook and Royalston in stride, about 5.5 lengths off the lead. And getting a bit closer now is Snag. He's last of all, but he's no more than 7 lengths off the pace setter, Harlan's Hunch. Harlan's Hunch and Irad Ortiz Jr. through a 48-second half mile. They lead by almost 2. Carbon Data second, Cosmic Thunder 3rd. Coleman Rocky follows along 4th ahead of Don't Overlook and Royalston, and still last is Snag. They round the far turn, and Harlan's Hunch bumps the margin to 2. Carbon Data now given the green light to try to make some ground second. 3 back to Cosmic Thunder 3rd. Don't Overlook rallies inside of Coleman Rocky, and they're at the top of the stretch. Carbon Data's on the attack down. Carbon Data now strides to a narrow lead. Harlan's Hunch tries to stay on second. 3 back to the rail and Snag from last. He's underway and trying to get on track. Final furlong, Carbon Data roused up top by Javier Castellano, and he's clear to the wire. It's Carbon Data to do it, and he'll do it by a length and a half. Harlan's Hunch second. Don't Overlook 3rd. Snag ran 4th in 142 flat. Favorites run 1-2 in today's second race as number 7, Carbon Data, comes away with the victory under Javier Castellano for trainer Chad Brown and owner Paul Papa Jr. 1, Harlan's Hunch gave it a good run to be second ahead of 4, Don't Overlook. who ran third. Time for a commercial break. When we come back, the Sunday card rolls on, sprinting on the main track right after this.
The Pegasus World Cup Invitational is January 27th at Gulfstream Park, and that weekend we have something new, the Pegasus World Cup Betting Championship. I'm lucky to be joined enough by two guys who will be playing in this tournament, including
Ray Arsenault, defending NEC champion.
and
Hi, Acacia. I'm Ross Gallo. I'm a 13-time NHC qualifier and also a member of the NTRA Players Committee.
we're so excited for it. Join us here at Gulfstream Park. $500,000 expected pool, no entry fee if played on site. This is for the players.
Back now for race number 3 on the program at 5.5 furlongs. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. Scratch number 5, Zach's Image, a field of 10. The big favorite on a major class drop, number 7, Uncle T-Bone. And they're off. From the outside, Uncle T-Bone begins nicely. Equity moves up the challenge, and up on the far outside, that's Night Rhythm. Down at the inside and moving through is Diascuri as they race down the backstretch. Equity puts his head in front. Diascuri is second. Uncle T-Bone is third. Followed fourth by You Are Flatter. Illustrious Sun is at the inside. Then Night Rhythm. Running Trap just tapped on the brakes. Out wide on the course, both Shot Jack and Sailor's Companion. And then it's 5 to the trailer. The stretch running Dreaming of the Wild. Around the far turn they go, less than 3/8 of a mile away. And up front, here's Uncle T-Bone, 3 wide, and on the attack to take the lead. Equity tries to run with him second. Diascuri is third. Illustrious Sun put into the clear to run on fourth. On the inside, and Night Rhythm is now in stride from fifth. The rest have to get going as they run to the top of the stretch. Uncle T-Bone comes away with the lead. Equity is second. Illustrious Sun and Night Rhythm are next. Charging on the outside is Shot Jack with 1/8 of a mile to go. Uncle T-Bone still has the lead. Night Rhythm between horses. Illustrious Sun on the outside. Uncle T-Bone fending off all challenges, and Uncle T-Bone's the winner. It's Uncle T-Bone on the drop-in class to win it by 2. Illustrious Sun second. Night Rhythm was third. Close for fourth between Dreamin' of the Wild and Shot Jack. Favorite takes care of business in today's third race is number 7, Uncle T-Bone. Kicks on to win it under Jose Ortiz for owner Christopher Dunn and trainer Peter Walder. 3, Illustrious Sun completes a formful exacta ahead of number 8, Night Rhythm, who completes a formful try. To the fourth race now on the start of another pick 3, 7 furlong maiden event for 3-year-old fillies. A field of 8 signed on. The favorites were 1, Alter Moon, and 5, Cheeky Cherub. And they're off. Slow start for Greater Glory at the back. Great start for Alter Moon from the rail, who shoots out to take the early lead. The favorite, Cheeky Cherub, is right alongside, and the two favorites get acquainted. They work a length and a half better than Rizzoli on the outside and Tapete Claire. Then Ridgeline Hope, who's down toward the rail, 3 in front of Best in the Business, and the 2 at the back are Greater Glory, and Padrino Never Quits. Down the backstretch and going to the half-mile pole, clicking down to 6-5. The late money's on the leader, Alter Moon, through a 23-2 opening quarter. Cheeky Cherub is second. Tapete Claire's on the outside. Down at the inside goes Rizzoli ahead of Ridgeline Hope and Best in the Business. 3 wide, Greater Glory, and the trailer is Padrino Never Quits. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn, less than 3 furlongs to go. Edgard Zayas doling out the speed of Alter Moon, who leads by a length and a half. Second is Cheeky Cherub. Back for more. Third is Rizzoli. Then back to Tapete Claire and Best in the Business, trying to run on his Greater Glory. That's all for Ridgeline Hope, and they run to the top of the stretch. 47 seconds for the opening half mile. There's a quarter of a mile left to go. Alter Moon turns for home with the advantage. Cheeky Cherub has now lost second to an on-rushing Rizzoli, who's going to try to get to the leader with 1/8 of a mile left to go. Alter Moon a length and a half. Rizzoli ducks to the inside, but is a length and a half off the lead with less than 1/8 to go. Rizzoli trying to get to Alter Moon. Alter Moon, Rizzoli diving. Alter Moon has the lead. Alter Moon will win it. Rizzoli was second, head of Cheeky Cherub third, and then Best in the Business fourth. Number 1, Alter Moon, ran super in her career unveiling at a big price. The bettors were wise to her here today, and she breaks the maiden in just her second career start under Edgard Zayas for trainer Jose Velez and owners JAL Racing. The daughter of Alternation appears to have a future. She's a nice one. Second, number 7, Rizzoli, ahead of number 5, Cheeky Cherub, who ran third. To the fifth race, main track at 1 mile. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. Rider change on 4, Rah-Rah to Alban Jimenez. A field of 10. Favorite on the major class drop, number 8, Ventina. And they're off. Poor beginning for Silver Sachet. Quick beginning for Ventina, who moves to the early lead. Down at the inside, Motions First is offensive-minded. Moving out the rail, Starship Hostility, and from the far outside, Sassy Astray, as they race on for the early lead. Up front, Ventina has company in the form of Sassy Astray, who moves to be second. After a subpar start, Silver Sachet is now 3 wide in third. Motions First is back to fourth with Roraima between horses. At the rail, Starship Hostility. Out wide is I'm Really Something. Working between them is Roll It Gal. 2.5 to the trailer. Steph Got Even and Rara. Opening quarter was 24-1. Down the backstretch they go. Odds-on favorite Ventina and Nick Juarez lead 3 parts of a length. Sassy Astray is second on the outside. Silver Sachet third. Back to fourth is Motions First ahead of Roraima. Mid-flight for Jose Ortiz and trying to launch a bid. 2 back to Starship Hostility, who's inside of I'm Really Something. A length and a half in front of Rara, who's ahead of Roll It Gal. And Steph Got Even as last as they round the far turn. 47-2 for the opening half mile. Ventina shrugs off the early pace challenges and goes to the top of the stretch with a 3-length lead. Roraima is out after second, back to third, Motions First from the back, and Starship Hostility with a 1/4 mile to go. Up front, Ventina has this to throw away. She's on top after 3 quarters in 1:12-3. The danger appears Starship Hostility, who's asked to quicken by Alvaro Doniz and moving well. Starship Hostility getting to Ventina now. Here's Starship Hostility at Ventina. Ventina has no more, and Starship Hostility overhauls her at 8-1. It's Starship Hostility going away. Ventina well clear for second ahead of Roraima third. Motions First holds fourth. Then Rara 139-3. Number 8, Ventina has to settle for second and has only herself to blame as she had no excuse, but the winner was one, Starship Hostility, under apprentice Alvaro Doniz, who continues to have a solid winter meeting. This one for Alan Iwinski at TD Stable. Ventina second, the other favorite, 7 Roraima, ran third. Time for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll bring you the Rainbow Six sequence. Close to $2 million up for grabs right after this.
We have to take care of these horses that, give us so much joy.
Being accredited by the TAA gives us instant credibility.
People trust us even more than they have before because they know that the TAA has been to all of our locations and that our horses are well cared for.
I mean, this farm wouldn't look the way it is, these horses wouldn't look the way they are if it wasn't for the generosity and the hard work of the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance.
They've united our whole industry in terms of the aftercare movement.
We're all working together for the same purpose.
Back now for race number 6 on the program, the start of today's Rainbow Six, about 7.5 furlongs over the turf. These are maidens of the special weight level, fillies and mares 4 and up. Scratch number 10 bodes well, a field of 9. Favorites were 1, Pounds to Pennies, and 7, Battle Flag. And they're off. Step slow to begin was Mystify Me. First-timer Competitive Balance was away well and tries to establish the lead from Great Love Story, who moves up on the outside to take second. My Sweet Lorraine is reined back in the blue colors. She'll sit third. From fourth and a bit wide is Queen Jill. Fontanaza also very wide around that first turn. Saving ground was Pounds to Pennies. Then down at the inside goes Battle Flag. She's in the 2-path and about 5 lengths off the pace setter. And now the trailer is Money Factor. They race into the backstretch, and at 5-1, Competitive Balance and Jose Ortiz come away with the lead. On the outside in Great Love Story from second, it's a gap of 2 to My Sweet Lorraine third. Queen Jill on the outside, fourth, back to Pounds and Pennies now fifth. Far outside goes Fontanaza with Battle Flag between horses. Then Mystify Me and Money Factor separated by 7 in the run past the half-mile mark. Competitive Balance has the lead through the opening half-mile and leads by 3 parts of a length. They went 48 seconds to that opening half-mile. On the outside in Great Love Story, second, My Sweet Lorraine third. Fontanaza getting started 4 wide and up into fourth. Then Queen Jill, Pounds to Pennies is hemmed in traffic. Battle Flag is 3 wide. Money Factor's out of last, and now the trailer is Mystify Me as they run to the top of the stretch. Competitive Balance has set a pretty soft tempo, cuts the corner and maintains the lead. In fact, opens a length and a half again. From the outside in Fontanaza, Battle Flag and Money Factor, both charging hard on the outside with less than 1/8 of a mile to go. Competitive Balance has the lead. Money Factor, Pounds to Pennies shaking free. Pounds to Pennies gobbling up the ground. Pounds to Pennies in time. Competitive Balance outkicked while second ahead of Money Factor third. Battle Flag ran fourth in 1:30-3. A huge stretch kick from the daughter of Exchange Rate. Number 1, Pounds to Pennies, finds room when she needs to and gets up for the victory under Irad Ortiz Jr. for Hall of Famer Bill Mott and Lion Stables. 2, Competitive Balance, will probably win next time. She was excellent in her career debut. She ran second ahead of the 5, Money Factor, who finished third. To the 7th race now on the start of the late pick 5 on the main track at 1 mile. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. Full field of 12 signed on. The only money was for 1, Little Matt, 2, Whoop-De-Doo, and 10, Cotton Colors. And they're off. Little Matt from the inside, from the far outside, Doolittle Raiders away well. Also coming away in the top flight is Cotton Colors, and Cotton Colors and Jose Ortiz appear intent on the lead. They'll have to deal with Doolittle Raiders, who's up on the outside. It's a gap of 3 to Whoop-De-Doo, who's now racing in third. At the inside, Little Matt is fourth. Followed fifth by Proud Enough. He's dropped better than 8 lengths off a pretty stiff early pace. Then back to Heliodoro and Cape Force, out wide Mass Approval with Gun Carriage. 2 back to 100%, and the early trailer is Hangry. The opening quarter strong, 23-1, and at 30-1, Doolittle Raiders has the lead by a length and a quarter. Second is Cotton Colors, and third, and the outside is Whoop-De-Doo. Gap of 3 to Little Matt. He follows along in fourth, Heliodoro, splitting horses with Proud Enough on his outside and Cape Force on his inside. Then back to the outside and Gun Carriage trying to get underway with Mass Approval out wide for Ray Gutierrez. Down inside, that's Hangry with 100% as they round the far turn. Up front, Cotton Colors now puts his head in front. Doolittle Raiders is all in and back to third as Whoop-De-Doo launching an attack on the outside. So the Ortiz brothers are 1-2 with 5/16 to go. 5 lengths back to the inside, Doolittle Raiders, followed outside by Little Matt. Then Heliodoro trying to run on from last is Hangry, and they turn for the money. 3/4, 112 flat, and at the top of the stretch, it's Whoop-De-Doo set down for the drive and has the lead. Back to second and boxing on is Cotton Colors, well clear of the others, led by Little Matt. Here's a late run from Hangry. Alongside him is Proud Enough, but they come to the deep stretch part of the race, and Whoop-De-Doo has the lead. It will be Whoop-De-Doo in front. Second, Cotton Colors. Third, Little Matt. Fourth, Hangry. And fifth, Proud Enough. Bettors honed in on 3 horses, and they deliver with a 1-2-3 finish. As number 2, Whoop-De-Doo, gives Irad Ortiz Jr. his second winner today. This one for Imaginary Stables and trainer Elizabeth Dobles. Second was number 10, Cotton Colors, ahead of number 1, Little Matt, who had to settle for third. To the 8th race now, maidens on turf at 1 mile. These are special weight runners and 3-year-old fillies at that. Scratch the alternates 13, 14, and 15. A field of 12. This was a wide open betting race. And they're off. From the center, Hazana wins the break. Up on the outside, Jasmine's Gem has speed. From between horses, Smashing Serena's not far away. And Pass It On comes away racing in fourth. Then down inside is Opportunistic, a bit keen, but dropped over to the rail under Jimenez. On the far outside, Tapatai with Add In, now moving between horses. Then back at the inside goes Solar Vortex ahead of Kathy's Clown. Out 3 wide is Kallio, about 7 lengths off the lead. Down at the inside goes Reverse the Decision, and I'm Pretty Strong as last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch. Up front and clear now, Jasmine's Gem and Edgar Zayas. They lead by a length and a quarter. Racing a joint second are both Smashing Serena and Hazana, then back fourth and Pass It On, followed by the team of Add In and Opportunistic. Opportunistic and Add In still about 4.5 lengths off the lead. Moving up toward the rail is Solar Vortex, then Tapatai, who's out wide. Down inside goes Kathy's Clown, racing ahead of Kallio. She only has 2 behind her, and the 2 trailers are Reverse the Decision and I'm Pretty Strong. Less than half a mile to go through a 50 3/2 mile after a 24 3 opening quarter. Up front, Jasmine's Gem held together up front. Up on the outside, Hazana takes another run at her second. Smashing Serena is now third toward the inside. Opportunistic has moved up toward the rail into contention. In between horses, that's Pass It On. 2 back to Solar Vortex, who tries to get a move on. Out wide and moving up is Kallio, and they're at the top of the stretch. Jasmine's Gem has the lead, but there's a host of pursuers. Opportunistic tries to find room toward the rail. Pass It On into the clear and on the attack. Late run down the center from Kallio with Solar Vortex behind him. Taking the lead, Pass It On. Kallio, one more time for Leparoux. Here's Kallio, Pass It On, digging in. Pass It On wins. Kallio was second. Close for third. Reverse the Decision got rolling with Smashing Serena and Solar Vortex. Number 7, Pass It On, with a strong stretch kick, gets a narrow victory in today's 8th race under veteran rider John Velasquez for Shug McGahee and owner and breeder Stuart Janney III. 10, Kallio with a big kick at a nice price to get second. Head of 1, Reverse the Decision, who weaved through traffic and came from far back to get third. On now to race number 9. The 9th race was the start of the late pick 3. These were allowance horses on turf at 1 mile. Scratch number 9, Iconic, a field of 8. Favorites included 3, Saint-Ger, and 4, Attribute. And they're off. From the center, Creative Courage gets the first call. Quickly up to challenge and take over is Attribute, and Attribute now tugging at the rider with the lead a half a length. In second is Creative Courage with Union Brass at the rail in third. Up on the outside, Tipsy Kitten is now fourth, working 2 ahead of Favorite Air, who's away fifth. Then it's the team of Saint-Ger, and on the outside, Texas Zip, and Lunaire is last of all as they round the first turn. Up front with his neck bowed, the leader is Attribute, and Irad Ortiz Jr. trying to slow it down on the front end. He's comfortable with a length and a half lead. In second is Creative Courage. Union Brass is third. Tipsy Kitten racing from fourth, and it's a gap of another 3 lengths back to Favorite Air in fifth. Texas Zip follows on his outside. Saint-Ger second last, and the trailer is Lunaire through the opening quarter in 24 seconds flat. Very easy lead for Attribute. He's 8-5, and he's in front 3 parts of a length. On the outside, and Creative Courage takes it to him second. Union Brass at the rail is third, followed by Tipsy Kitten in fourth. Gap of 2.5 to Favorite Air, who improves inside of Texas Zip. Still at the back, Saint-Ger and Lunaire as they round the far turn. Up front, the pace starts to intensify with the lead, Attribute by a neck. Right alongside is Creative Courage, up to challenge second. 2 back to third, and Tipsy Kitten back to fourth and inside. Union Brass, they're at the top of the stretch. With the lead, Attribute, he cuts the corner and maintains control. Creative Courage set down for the drive by Chris Landeros, trying to get by. Back to third, Tipsy Kitten. Creative Courage is all heart, so is Attribute. They throw it down, 16th to go. Creative Courage to the front. Creative Courage won it. Attribute second, Tipsy Kitten third. Saint-Ger ran on for fourth in 1:35.3. Number 4, Attribute, gets a soft early pace, but was out-kicked in the lane by the stalking Creative Courage from post 5 under jockey Chris Landeros for Ian Wilkes and Sierra Farm. Attribute second, 6, Tipsy Kitten ran third. Time for a commercial timeout. When we come back, we'll bring you the late daily double on the main track right after this.
A passion for horses and a commitment to breed champions is the foundation of Hardacre Farm. Founded in 1999 by Amy Tarrant, owner, breeder, and trainer, Hardacre Farm, now based in Ocala, continues its tradition of success. From the Breeders' Cup to Gulfstream Park, Hardacre Farm, from the breeding shed to the racetrack, in pursuit of producing the best.
Back now for race number 10 on the program. First half of the late daily double at 1 mile and a 16th. First finish line race. Claimers in for a price tag of $6,250. Scratch number 7, Forever Die. Irad Ortiz Jr. rides 5, Turncoat. This was a wide open big race. And they're off. From the center, Powerline begins the best. Moving up on the outside, Bama Bound is being sent to try to get over. In between horses, American Czar not far away. In fact, American Czar will go with Powerline, and so will an inside running Chauvanis. Chauvanis comes through as the quickest of the quick. Powerline alongside. Back to third is American Czar, then Brown's Gap. Far outside, Bama Bound. Summer Scamp is next, mid-flight and about 5 lengths off the lead. He works a length better than Grand Identidad. At the fence is Turncoat, mid-flight and about 8 lengths off the lead, ahead of Life's Reward. Then back at the inside, El Ciclone, and 4 to the trailer, Recalibrating. They roll to the backstretch, the opening quarter, flying for this distance and level, 23-1. Powerline, the leader by an X. Chauvanis right back at him. They do each other no favors. 3 lengths back to Summer Scamp, who's on the outside of Bama Bound. They're together third and fourth. Brown's Gap is racing in fifth, ahead of American Czar, then Grand Identidad. The Gray Life's Reward is 3 wide. In between horses, that's Turncoat, about 10 or 12 off the lead now, ahead of El Ciclone and Recalibrating as they swing to the far turn. Powerline has won the battle, but the war is on. 4 wide on the outside, and Summer Scamp toward the rail. Bama Bound back to fourth is Chauvanis. Running on is Brown's Gap on his outside and improving now. That's Life's Reward. Also trying to get a move on is to American Czar. He's in the blue. He's all the way up into second now. The leader now is Summer Scamp. Summer Scamp to the first finish line, in front by 2. From second, American Czar scrubbed on. El Ciclone's got horse. He's weaving through traffic, and he ducks to the inside to try to get to the leader as they turn in. Summer Scamp off the turn with a 3-length lead. El Ciclone rolls at the rail. El Ciclone trying to get to Summer Scamp and do it right on the money. Here's El Ciclone at Summer Scamp. Summer Scamp, El Ciclone. El Ciclone's got him. El Ciclone wins it. Summer Scamp second, Recalibrating third, and Turncoat finish fourth.
Even though the first finish line was in use, a horse wins from well off the speed as the pace was very fast. And number 1, El Ciclone, took full use of that as he rallied between horses. Good trip here from Luis Castillo. A lot of rivals to overcome, but he did overcome them, and he beat them at 10-1 under trainer Luis Duco's tutelage for owners Annabelle Costanzo and Luis Duco stable. 12, Summer Scamp did everything but win, had to settle for second. 11th and final race over the turf at a mile and a 16th. Maiden Claimers in for a price tag of $20,000. Field of 12. This was a wide open betting race.
And runners away. From the inside, Sold That Sugar begins nicely. In the center, here's Helen Hayes moving up. In between horses is Cosita Rica. She's away in the top flight third. From behind the speed races Vic, and then on her outside goes Baylor. Baylor's trying to get over. Keeping her from getting over is Cosita Rica in the charge for the first turn. Up front, Helen Hayes leads a length and a half. Sold Out Sugar is second. Cosita Rica is third. Tucked in fourth is Vic. Now racing into fifth is Red Sails. And it's a length and a half back to the team of Baylor alongside Grantastic News, who's mid-flight. Then it's a gap of another 2 to Michelle's Laugh. Our Amazing Grace is on her inside. Racing third last and about 8 lengths off the lead is Psycho Girl. American Halo is second last. And then it's 2 to the trailer. The trailer is Dim Sum. Opening quarter went in 23-3. Down the backstretch they go. Helen Hayes leads Cosita Rica 3 parts of a length. Sold That Sugar is in stride with Red Sails third and fourth. Then it's a gap of another 2 lengths back to a team that include Baylor 3 wide, Vic between horses, and Grantastic News at the rail. Getting on track from the back and trying to find racetrack is Dim Sum, passing a couple rivals, and Dim Sum just slammed on the brakes as Vic backed up in front of her. Moving up again is Our Amazing Grace as they round the far turn. Hot and heavy duel continues. Helen Hayes on the inside to the outside, Cosita Rica. They begin to sprint. They've opened 3.5 lengths back on third running Sold Out Sugar. Baylor given the green light, followed by Grantastic News. Moving up on her outside is Michelle's Laugh, and they're at the top of the stretch. Cosita Rica and Helen Hayes, they've been at each other with Baylor. Looking for racing room now is Sold Out Sugar. Late run Grantastic News down the center with Michelle's Laugh. Final furlong, Baylor trying to get to the leader, who's Helen Hayes, and she's dead game. Cosita Rica now puts her head in front. Cosita Rica the leader. Baylor, Helen Hayes, 3 across the course as they come to the wire. Cosita Rica will win it. Half a length in front. It's close for second between Helen Hayes and Baylor, then Sold Out Sugar and Michelle's Laugh.
Well, the 6 and 7 hooked up for a half-a-mile confrontation. In the end, it was 6, Cosita Rica, who got the better end of the deal, giving Jose Ortiz his second winner of the day for D'Angelo Stable and Francisco D'Angelo. 11, Baylor wins the place photo over 7, Helen Hayes, who might be one for the list. She took a lot of pressure and had to settle for third. The late pick 5 today, good for more than $5,000, over $30,000 if you had the Rainbow 6. But multiple people had it, triggers a carryover into Wednesday's action of more than $1.4 million.
That wraps up Sunday's action. We're dark for live racing on Monday and Tuesday, but we'll be back here Wednesday with a 10-race card or first race post, 12:35 p.m. Good night and good luck.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day.